We are learning that President Trump had a second, previously undisclosed conversation with Russian President Vladimir Putin at the G20 summit in Germany. CBS News White House reporter Jackie Alemany is on the north lawn of the White House. So, Jackie, what details do we know about this second conversation?
Hey, Lane. So as you said, CBS News can confirm that President Donald Trump did have a previously undisclosed additional second meeting with President Vladimir Putin of Russia on the sidelines of a private dinner with world leaders at the G20 economic summit in Hamburg last week. This, of course, followed a highly publicized 2-hour meeting where staff was present between the two leaders, President Trump and President Putin. So here at the White House, Press Secretary Sean Spicer was really reluctant to characterize this as a meeting, this encounter. He instead described it as an informal pull-aside between two world leaders at a private dinner. We actually have footage of the president schmoozing with other world leaders throughout this dinner. But Ian Bremmer, the president of the Eurasia Group, was the first person to note this previously undisclosed meeting. And, he said that his sources told him how unusual it was for two world leaders who obviously are highly scrutinized to have such public interactions with each other. Bremmer told Charlie Rose on the Charlie Rose Show, actually, that never in my life as a political scientist have I seen two countries, major countries, with a constellation of national interests that are as dissonant, while the two leaders seem to be doing everything possible to make nice and be close to each other.
Yeah, so Jackie, give us a sense of context here. I mean, we saw that footage. You see it's a very public setting there with cameras present. Obviously, we can't hear what's being said, but certainly this is not a meeting in the sense of a closed-door session where people would not be able to witness the interaction. Is this unusual to have that kind of conversation in a setting like this?
So normally between two world leaders schmoozing at a dinner like this at an economic summit, it wouldn't be unusual. However, with all of the suspicion and scrutiny on President Trump's ties with Russia, it is unusual, especially in light of the drip, drip, drip of information that keeps coming out of further connections to Russia. I will tell you, though, that the White House was caught pretty off guard today. I spoke with Michael Anton, spokesperson of the National Security Council, and he was still crafting a response. And we did, a bunch of reporters did, speak with Sean Spicer in his office, who said that actually at the moment Sarah Huckabee Sanders was in the Oval Office discussing the matter with President Trump to try to get more information for reporters, because they still don't have the details themselves. So
I know it's been difficult to get some answers here, but is there any sense, Jackie, about why we're just finding out now? Why would this meeting go unmentioned by the White House?
No, we don't really have a sense, but from what I gathered from Spicer was that they sort of viewed this. First of all, there was no staff in the room during the private dinner. So if there was an hour-long discussion or conversation between Putin and President Trump, no staffers would have known of this. So we don't know exactly who Ian Bremmer's sources are. We're still working on our own reporting. But again, this White House was taken off guard by this report.
All right, Jackie Alemany at the White House. Jackie, thanks.
Thanks, Elaine.